Me a wait for time to heal it, cause me still a feel it, just the same.
Armadale disaster. 5 girls killed and 13 injured in a fire.
But me heart still a rain, cause me can't get rid of the pain.
The Armadale Juvenile Correctional Centre in St. Anne has been ordered closed and a commission of inquiry launched.
2 years after the Armadale tragedy, the Juvenile Correctional Facility is a ghost town because the state has abandoned the facility as a correctional center. However, the events which unfolded here on May 22, 2009 are still vivid in the minds of the families of the 7 girls who perished in the Armadale blaze. Loretta Williams is the mother of 15-year-old Keishel Nelson, who perished in the fire at Armadale. Loretta says she lost custody of her daughter to the state in 2009. Keishel was sentenced to 2 years at Armadale after a fight at school, which landed another student in hospital.
They pick a fight again with her, like spit her and her shoes and so on, because she tell me all of these things. She on the car there. And like through they beat her already, it's like 2 of them come back again and spit off her, and so comes she and them kind of have argument, so she wait time. She and them out to 3 Mile and so forth. The 2 of them start to have affliction and fight and so forth. So must lick her and so forth, and so come she get to stab them and stab the little girl.
The girl Keishel injured spent 2 days in hospital, but the judge thought that that was enough to sentence Keishel to spend the next 2 years of her life at Armadale. However, she would only spend 4 months at the Juvenile Correctional Centre before that fateful night on May 22, 2009. Armadale was no holiday for the girls sent there. The dorm at Armadale where the fire broke out was only 20 feet by 12 feet. According to the Jamaica Building Code, that space was only fit to accommodate 5 wards. Now, just to give you an idea of how small this room is, there are now only 5 bunk beds in here, and me and my cameraman Sean, and we can hardly find room to walk around. Now, imagine when Armadale was up and running and there were 22 girls living here, sharing 7 bunk beds. Just imagine how difficult it was for those wards. The wards were often placed on lockdown, where they would spend 24 hours a day confined to the dorms. They would have to do everything there, including relieving themselves in buckets and eating meals with their hands. Metal forks were not allowed inside. Loretta says the last time she saw her daughter was a month before the fire. Keishel continued to complain about the horrible living conditions at Armadale.
When I got there, she usually cried to me and tell me that she want to come home because in there don't stay good. Bugs and all type of thing bite her up. She tell me so much, but 2 of them have to sleep on 1 bed, or 3 of them have to sleep on 1 bed.
Loretta says getting the call that her daughter died is a nightmare she relives every day.
You know, I just feel it all inside of me pull out. That day, I just feel like I die too, you know. But that is the grace of God and my family, them keep me. Yeah. Because I never want to leave her that way. Sometimes I said if I would have her, she wouldn't die. You know? The next time I said, I better wouldn't care her. Because if I only care her, I will have her.
16-year-old Narissa was sentenced to 1 year at Armadale and had spent 7 months in the Juvenile Correctional Facility before she perished in the fire. Her brother Jerome says he still misses his sister and thinks about her every day. Narissa is buried over the hill at the Dufcott Cemetery in St. James, close to where the family lives. Jerome says the fact that Narissa is buried so close is both comforting and painful. He says he's haunted by thoughts of what those last minutes were like for his sister in the dorm at Armadale.
I remember one day she was crying, forgetting a cut. You know, she was crying and like she ran and fell and hit her forehead, and where she go on with it? I can imagine when the fire was burning her, oh, she screamed, because she always screamed. Least little thing she screamed. Anything, if she's in the dark and she ever, she screamed. So I can remember all those screams and imagine all those shuffling and knives and tears.
This is the playing field at Armadale. Most of the girls who escaped the fire that night ran to this spot, screaming that their skins were on fire. Several of them up to today still have those physical scars to remind them of the Armadale blaze. Jerome says he believes the state failed his sister.
Police there on the road, right? To protect you. And the judge you to go to juvenile center, to train you. And they end up then kill you. Of course there's a justice right here. You have to get justice for that.
Prudence Doan is the first to admit that her daughter Shauna Lee Carr was no angel when she ended up at Armadale. Prudence says when Shauna Lee started to attend high school, she became uncontrollable.
Well, she ran away from home and then find her on the street and realize that she was a young girl, and them try to get attention from her parents to find out what is she doing on the street. So after them get me now, and when me go in them serve me paper to go in the court because they lock her up. So when me go in the court now, the judge say she'd have to go in a care and protection. She can't be on the street.
Prudence says she begged for leniency on her daughter's behalf. The judge agreed, giving Shauna Lee a second chance, but she didn't take heed. Shauna Lee had another run-in with the law while on probation.
She still come home and she run off and then catch her in a one nightclub. Lock her down, and the DC lady who lock her down carry her to court and explain to the judge, right, and tell the judge when you see him and what manner, and the judge decides, say, okay, I had to put you away, I have no chance now because I give you the chance and you blow it.
Prudence says when she first heard that Armadale was on fire, she prayed her daughter wasn't one of those who perished.
So I go home the Friday, around 9:30 going up to 10, I get a call from our probation officer, which is Miss Leslie. And she said to me, say, me listen on radio news, and I said, no. And she said, me say, what happened? She said, she hears, say, Armadale is on fire. And she hears, say, 5 girls dead, but their name don't call. And she said, she hope and pray Shauna Lee not in it, because she don't know she'll manage. I said to her, I said, me hope so too, you know, me hope for the best, because 63 girls. And I say, you want to tell me, say, me that bad luck if it's 63 girls, and my own 5 dead and my own in it.
It's believed that the fire started within this region of the dorm. It's theorized that the tear gas canister, which started everything, came through this window, landing on a bed, resulting in the blaze. Now, when the fire started, the 22 girls who were housed in the office dorm began to panic. They all rushed over to this section of the dorm, trying to escape through the back window.
The same day she did, I spoke to her around. She begged the superintendent to call, and she talked to me for around 10 minutes. And she told me what she wants. She need a bath pan and her body stuff and her snacks and so when me come in. But she always want to know if me they come Saturday or Sunday. And me tell her, say, me nah bother come Sunday because Monday is holiday, so me will just come Monday. And she said, all right. And she just said the last word to me, say, me love you here. And she make case come off the phone because her time was limited.
And even though you're gone from reality, you live in my brain. Sometimes me hear the wind no whisper your name.
I miss her overall in every way, you know. Because I remember, although she was a problem child, she was mine. So I don't have anything special that I would say. Because you know parents in a hole, you have your child, and no matter where you stay, it's yours. So you can't really pick and say you miss this about him or me take the bad times and cover the good for her. I have bad times with her, but I was trying to get her to be a good child.
The Armadale tragedy exposed a part of Jamaica that many people either didn't know existed or weren't too keen to talk about. By housing those wards in the deplorable conditions at Armadale, Jamaican authorities were in breach of several international conventions on child and human rights. The loved ones of those who died in the Armadale Blaze hope the 7 girls didn't perish in vain, and their deaths will ensure that no other juvenile will be held under such conditions. Reporting for Live at 7, I'm Keneal Gale.
Me a wait for time for healing, cause me still a feel it just the same. Yo, me can't get rid of the pain. Like I'm sunny on the outside, but me heart still a rain, cause me can't get rid of the pain.